Hey everybody, welcome to Workshop Wednesday. Sorry we didn't get a video for last time. Illness ran through my house, so that's why there was a post about self-care um, and instructions on just eat the chocolate because frankly, we all could use some chocolate. Just saying. Okay, so the way this is going to work is I'll do Facebook Live probably from here on out. My Zoom was giving me fits, so I do have to say that technology has not been my friend, and if this feed cuts out, it's just going to happen. I will 100% admit that I am not the most technologically sound, and also there's a screaming baby in the other room, so cheers to that. Um, I will say that for the next 8 weeks or so, we'll do a workshop every Wednesday, short, sweet, and to the point. So we'll get right into it. Today's about self-care because we're basically plants. And I really wanted to put "Am I right?" on the bottom of my dry erase board and have it all pretty. But of course, I didn't because that's what happens when you forget things. When you're an adaptability coach like I am, you do things out of, and anybody really does it, absolute necessity. I'll forget things, things will not work for me, and I have to go with it. And really, everybody does it. So, one of the things I want to talk about today is the ability to make sure you're as prepared as you can to to adapt to all the stuff that happens to you. We can talk about ways to relax and things you've heard before, yoga, meditation, all the things that aromatherapy. I love aromatherapy. It doesn't always work for me though. So you have to adapt and change. The main thing I want to get across about self-care is that it's not selfish. End of list, period. Self-care is not selfish. If you're anything like me, you grew up with people in your life that looked like they were just sacrificing everything. A lot of times it didn't just look like it. They were sacrificing themselves to provide for you, to provide for somebody else. And so throughout the years, we looked at that. And if we didn't see them taking the time, so parents, teachers, if we didn't see them taking time for themselves and really making it known that, hey, I'm going to go have some me time. I'm going to go have some time where I can focus on myself a few minutes a day, a few times a week, something like that, however you've got to do it. If we didn't see that, then we came to associate self-care with being selfish. We came to associate someone else loving you by sacrificing everything and apparently not caring for themselves. Not to say that they did or didn't, but if we didn't see it, how are we supposed to know it? And if it wasn't discussed, how are we supposed to get a handle on that? So now, as adults, we're running around doing things for everybody else, sacrificing until there is nothing left in us to give, and then wondering why we feel so burnt out. And everything stems from that. The resentment, towards people that you love. You don't really resent them in most cases. You just are burnt out. You need to take time for yourself. So I'm not going to do a bunch of talks on making sure that you're taking your long hot bubble bath or using aromatherapy or however you do it. Just understand that it's not selfish. It is necessary to take care of yourself. It is necessary to take those steps. I've heard it put a lot of ways. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't, you know, put your, one of the best things that I remember hearing years and years ago, because I never flew up until I was an adult, you have to put the mask on yourself in case of emergency before your kid. And I'm like, take care of your kid first, of course. Well, if you're dead, that makes it really hard. So what I want to get across is that if you need that time, don't be afraid to ask for it from your spouse, partner, family members that you live with. However you need to get that done, do it. It doesn't always look like meditation. It doesn't always look like lighting a candle and having a bath or, taking a long hot shower. It can be anything. However you need to do that self-care within the realm of reason, of course. However you need to get that done, get it done. I like to encourage having just quiet time. That's one of the things that I do, as well as dropping my writing utensils that I play with because I'm nervous. Yes, I am nervous. Um, when you look at self-care, you you don't always see what other people do as their time. So I will stress throughout every aspect of these workshops, communication. It's essential because sometimes the lack of communication means there's there's an inconsistency there. So for example, if I look at someone taking their, self-care time, uh, playing on their phone, playing video games, doing something like that, just because that's not how I would spend my time, just because it's not how I would do the relaxing, it doesn't mean that that's not how they do it. So I encourage communication, and I'll do it in every workshop because one of the things that I will tell you, and time again, it has proven, sometimes it kicks me in the butt, that's how it proves itself. Communication breakdown is one of the first things to conflict. It's one of the first things that leads to conflict. It just is. So I stress communication with whoever you need to, and never being sorry. Never being sorry that you need to go take a nap. Never being sorry that you don't feel good because you run yourself down and then you can't do what you need to do. You can't take care of your family. You can't provide for them. You can't enjoy yourself if you're run down and sick and not having fun. So that's about it for this workshop Wednesday. It's short, sweet, to the point. I schedule these for 15 to 20 minutes and then I talk really fast and take like 6 to 10. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know. Facebook Messenger, look at the pages. I would like to give credit to AKL Designs for the Yellowstone shirt because my girl Lauren is awesome. You can find her links and everything else on my page as well, on my personal page. So let me know if you have any thoughts, questions, comments on self-care. We are basically plants, so I do encourage drinking water and making sure you get some sunlight every now and then. If you're like me, put on that sunscreen because you'll go from 0 to lobster in about 6.2 seconds. So I will see you guys next Wednesday. Everybody have a great week. Stay safe. If you're in the Midwest where we got some snow, please stay off the roads if you can. All right, guys. Cheers.